Hello and welcome to the T3 Handicapping YouTube channel. I am Chris from T3 Handicapping, and I am here to bring you the second installment of our video series, Bet Labs. We started this yesterday, and I wanted to take this opportunity to give you a little update on how things are going. If you are new to the channel, please make sure that you like and subscribe, and that way you get updated anytime we drop any new video content. Let's go ahead and get into things. Now, if you're new to the channel, like I said, you can like and subscribe. That makes sure that you get access to all of our videos as they become available. You get notified when we live stream like this. But there's a lot of ways to get access to T3 Handicapping. You can get us on our website, t3handicapping.weebly.com. All of our picks totally free right now. We've been doing that for about a month with pretty good success. So feel free to jump in there, go to the daily picks blog section, and then you can just see all of our picks for the given day. I think tomorrow we have 3 tracks on tap. That'll be for Friday. We'll have Belmont, Churchill Downs, and Gulfstream all up there. So you can go to our website and get a lot of information there. You can also like and follow us right here on YouTube. That's where you'll find all of our Bet Labs content. And then you can follow us on Facebook, T3 Handicapping Horse Racing, and on Twitter at Handicapping T3. So lots of ways to follow. Now, if you were not here for our video yesterday, if you haven't had a chance to go back and watch our video from yesterday, basically this whole thing is the whole premise of this series is that we're going to be looking at trying to make you a better bettor. So this is just Bet Labs is basically a little science experiment where we take all kinds of different betting strategies and we just put them to the test and see if we can make them profitable and then find ways to implement them into our own handicapping. So we're going to take a look at an update on the one that we started yesterday and see how things are going with our winogram system that we started testing yesterday at Indiana Grand or Horseshoe Indianapolis. And then tried it a couple different tracks today as well. So with that, if you have any strategies that you would like to see tested in the Bet Labs, please go ahead and comment down below. I want this to be a place where everybody has a voice, where we can try lots of different things and become better together, myself included. So yesterday, this is episode 2 of this Bet Labs series, like I've said before. We're looking at the winogram, and I'll go back over it quickly, but basically you have this triangle, which is the horses you've selected, and this triangle here, which is your bankroll. You'll notice that this one is inverted, and the reason for that is that we've split this chart into 3 parts. Now, if you want a more in-depth, detailed version of what I'm talking about here, you can go back and watch episode 1. But essentially, you have 20% of your opinions. We'll go back. You have 20% of your opinions here and 20% of your bankroll down here. So the smallest number of your opinions, your strongest opinions, are getting the maximum amount of your bankroll. So 20% of your opinions, 50% of your bankroll, 30% of your opinions, 30% of your bankroll, and then your weakest 50% of opinions get only 20% of your bankroll. The theory being that if you're right on your top opinion, you should be able to cash and make your money up for the day. And that was actually mostly true today. We'll walk through it. You can see that on Wednesday, the 25th, we did not have a great day. The initial test was not good. We were down 38.50 when Indiana canceled the remainder of their races. Now, that's just fine with me. It doesn't really matter because this is an experiment, and sometimes experiments go bad. And so if we have a negative ROI at the end of an experiment, that's just fine with me. I don't really care. What that tells me is it's not an effective betting strategy, or it's a bet strategy that needs a lot more refinement. In this system right now, I'm not handicapping at all. I'm just basically looking at the sheets that we provide at T3, and I'm just looking for horses that fit certain categories, but I'm not looking at the past performances at all. I'm really not looking at any of our handicapping categories or anything. I'm just looking at raw aggregate rank and looking for horses that are given an A grade and If there's a long shot in there, I make them a long shot play. If there's a big gap to the next horse, I make them my best bet. But I'm not doing any of the investigation that I would normally do, because what I'm really interested in is the betting effective, right? If the betting's effective, then when you couple it with sound handicapping, it should be really, really effective. So just a reminder of what the categories are here. This is the most likely winner. They have to be at odds of greater than or equal to even money. You've got contenders that represent an overlay in this middle box, and then non-favored price plays at 5-1 or greater. And that's actually going to be a key part of what we did today to become profitable. So Indiana Grand yesterday, Horseshoe Indianapolis, not particularly good. But here's how we did today at Gulfstream Park. Now, this one was a little bit, this was better. This was our first profitable one. We came out with 83.30, so we were actually up 33.30 on the day. The number one horse that I had as my top selection ended up coming in second, so did not win there. And so I actually lost out on my biggest bet of the day. But the good news was I hit on some other key factors underneath. I did not hit in race one, the number two horse. I missed on that bet. That was a $5 win. In race four, I thought the two was going to go off at even money. Again, it's a work day, so I kind of had to put these bets in a little bit early. I thought the two was going to go off at even money based on some of the fixed odds I was seeing. The horse ended up, I think, going off at 4-5 when all was said and done. Even money was a fair play. If I was playing live, I probably would have moved to the 3. But nevertheless, the 2 did win and yielded a return of $9.50 on $5. That's not the kind of return I'm generally speaking going to be looking for there, although it's not that far off of the $10 that I expected as fair value. This race here, you'll notice that the red X is on this side. The number 8 ended up as they were heading to post. This is just as I was wrapping up my workday, and the horse was at 2-1, so I opted not to play that race, and I just moved on. I used this race as my alternate, and I did end up hitting the number 8 in race 8, who hit at 3-1, and that paid out $27, which was great. And that was a nice bonus because in my long shot plays, the race 2, number 4 at 6-1, I had 3 to win on him. Nothing came of that. Race 7, I had the number 1 at 8-1. $3 to win, nothing came of that. But in race 5, I had the 12, and I really like this horse at 12-1. I actually made that my strongest play in the long shots because I felt like that one had the best opportunity. There were a lot of question marks. It was on Tapeta. I think that was a Tapeta race. Maybe it was turf, but I'm pretty sure it was Tapeta, and it was a situation where I just felt like the 12-1 was going to be representative of a pretty fair value. I ended up hitting on that one, and the payout was 46.80, so it really helped me to float the fact that I missed this one. That's kind of the premise behind this system, is that with your long shot plays down here, smaller bets, I mean, I basically made up the entirety of my bets by hitting one small bet underneath. And so I think that's kind of the whole system here, is trying to make just one win in any category make your day. Now, in this category, I would have needed two because the short prices. That's always going to be the case a little bit midweek, and then when we get to the weekend, we should be able to get a little bit less efficiency in the market and should be able to get more. So Gulfstream was good, 33.30, so that would have put me essentially kind of right on par. I was minus 38.50, so you're now basically down $5.20 from where we started yesterday. Now, I did play at Indiana again today, and that one went a little bit better than yesterday, but still a losing outcome there. Now, you can see again, I did have one race where I had to move the check mark over here because of bad value on the horse. But I did not hit anything except for my top play of the day. My top play of the day had $25 to win, and unfortunately, this one was projected to be at even money, which should mean that just simply by playing this 25 to win, that I should win enough money to cover all of the losses here. And you can see that at the last clip, the horse clicked down and ended up yielding only 37.50. That was my only winner today, and so I was down 12.50. But all told, that puts me, I think I said I was like minus 520, so I'm like minus 1770, something like that. over 3 days, spending $150. So not horrible. It's not great. Obviously, we're looking for positive, but that's my update here on how we're doing with the Winogram. My goal with this strategy is to continue to work it all the way through the weekend. So I'm going to continue to run this one in the Bet Labs all the way through Sunday. I'll try and do a couple tracks a day on Friday, a couple tracks a day on Saturday, and a couple tracks a day on Sunday. And that way, when we get to the end of this week's series, hopefully we have pretty good data to suggest if this is a viable strategy. Right now, I would say that if you're willing to put in the time to make sure that your picks are really solid, I wouldn't want to do this just using numbers, but I would definitely want to put a lot more time into evaluating. I wouldn't just use somebody else's picks for this. I would use picks maybe to guide, but would want to definitely make sure that I have a better understanding of like how the pace is going to set up and those types of things. I think that really matters here. So we will continue to run this all the way through Sunday, and then next week we'll take a look at a different betting strategy. Again, if you have a strategy that you use that's been really effective, a system of sorts that you want us to run through the ringer here, run through the testing, I'd love for you to comment down below so we can all learn from one another. Otherwise, I will come up with a new system that we can test next week, and we'll continue to run these wagers through the Bet Labs. Good luck, and as always, cash those tickets.